Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's yoga class. We are talking today about the doshas. So the doshas are just a part of Ayurveda, which is like the science of life practice. And it's a way that you can learn about how to balance your body, with your practice. So for example, last week we talked about Vata, which is a little bit what I am. I'm a little bit more up, so I need a little bit more down. Today we're going to talk about Pitta, and Pitta has kind of similar characteristics. They're like a fire and water kind of a scenario. Summer is sort of their season, so like sometimes maybe they need a little bit more cooling down with their practice. But Pitta people are usually like very muscular or athletic, and they serve as like strong leaders. They're very motivated, goal-oriented, competitive people. Their strengths happen to be their intelligence, purpose. They're like purposeful. They learn quickly, self-determined, strong desire for success. But on the flip side, their weaknesses tend to be impatience or like prone to like conflict with people, maybe like feeling like they're always right. They're hungry a lot, and then when they're angry or when they're hungry, their mood starts to turn, so that's sort of the strengths and weaknesses of the Pitta dosha person. And those people that are Pitta, you could also be a combination of like Pitta Vata, Pitta Kapha, you're not always just one, and it can change. But the point is to know these things, to know yourself, and to be able to gauge your practice on what you need. So our practice is actually going to start on our backs, because with a Pitta, energy, we want to start with a little cooling, slowing down, relaxing. And actually what I want you to do is to take your blanket and place your blocks on the blanket, and then roll down and place the blanket and the blocks on your hips so that you feel a little bit of pressure on the hips. It allows you to like ground, to soften, to feel a little bit of weight on the hips and legs and thighs. And then take your arms out to the sides, just open, close the fingers, roll the head and neck, move around just a little bit and allow your body to adjust to this position. Just settle here with the blanket and the blocks on the hips. Close your eyes. Take a deep, full breath in through the nose. Deep, full breath out through the mouth. Softening the shoulders onto the mat. Releasing and letting go the arms down the sides of the body and allowing the arms to be away from the body. And just notice the energy of your space, of your body. And if you're feeling too energized, then turn your palms down. Let the hands turn down. If you're feeling not enough energy, then let your palms turn up. And let your legs be as wide as your mat. Let the hips soften into the mat. You can allow your toes, your knees, your hips to roll open. Take another deep breath in through the nose and a full breath out through the mouth. And soften here for a moment or two. And I'm going to read you a poem called Let It Go by Dana Folds. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations, let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you will now only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quails raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanation that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find a place of rest and peace and certain transformation. Another few breaths here, settling on your mat. Softening your eyes and your jaw. Breathing in and out through the nose. Releasing any tension you might have. And then slowly start to bring your attention to your mouth. And then just gently lick your lips with your tongue. And then open and close your jaw. A couple times, maybe let your jaw shift from side to side and open and close. And then make an O shape with your lips. And as you inhale, breathing in through that O shape as if you're sipping through a straw. Fill up the lungs, the rib cage expands. Sip in just a little bit more breath to expand the rib cage to the fullest. As you exhale, close the lips, let the lips touch, breathe out through the nose. Make that O shape again with your lips. And like sipping through a straw, inhale through the mouth, like you're sipping in air. And just sip in a little bit more and fill your rib cage up. And with your next exhale, close the lips, breathe out through the nose, soften the rib cage, let the back lower to the mat. Another breath in, opening the mouth to the O shape, sipping in again the breath. Filling up even a little bit more. Closing the lips, exhaling through the nose, releasing and letting it go. Find a normal rhythm to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Take a couple more minutes here, noticing the blocks and the blanket resting on the thighs. Just feel that weight gently pressing you into the mat, allowing the softening. Maybe feeling supported and safe. Take another breath and just release that breath. And then crack open the eyes and take your hands to the blanket with the blocks and let the blanket come over to the left hip. And you can set your blanket up just so it's right over on the left hip, maybe a little bit lower towards the left thigh. And then walk your legs in a little closer and bring your left knee into the chest. Rotate your left ankle, point and flex the toe. And then guide your left knee open and let your left leg rest on the blocks that are on top of your blanket. And you can adjust your hips or adjust the blocks. And if it's too high, you can always lower the blocks and release the blocks and just be on the blanket. But just settle here for a moment. Let your left knee open out. Maybe your right toes are active and your right foot is flexed. Let your left leg settle. Feel the openness of your left hip. Feel the support of the blocks and the blanket, and let it help you. Rest the leg there. Do it effortlessly, peacefully and effortlessly. Allow the leg to just be. Just breathing your breath into the left hip. Maybe even taking that O shape again with the mouth and sip in the breath. Closing the lips, exhaling through the nose. Inhaling O shape with the mouth, sucking in the air, feeling the cool breath as it passes through your lips. Closing the lips, exhaling through the nose. Softening with each exhale. One more time. O shape with the mouth. Sip in the breath. Fill up the lungs. Expand. As you exhale, close the lips. Breathe out through the nose. Releasing. Now allow your left knee to come in towards center And release your left foot to the mat. Bend into your right knee and place the right foot on the floor next to the left. And gently just look to the left and move your blocks off of your blanket. Just place them next to you, so we're going to need them for the other side. Just make sure they're handy. And then just roll onto your left side. And when you get there, take the blanket and place the blanket between your legs. And then you can use your left arm as a pillow here if you want. Settle here in your fetal position, allowing your body to settle and feeling the comfort of the blanket supporting the knees. Just be still for a moment, softening where you can, closing your eyes, just being in this pose, this fetal position, this moment of rest. Just take a couple more breaths here. Let your body soften into the mat. Feel the left side of your body touching the mat. And then let your eyes crack open and take your left arm out from under the head and reach the left arm out long towards the left side of your mat. And then let your right hand touch your left hand. Palms can touch. Your arms are out towards the left side of your mat. And then like a rainbow, thinking about how a rainbow sort of arcs, we're going to take your right hand and let your right fingers touch the floor. And then like a rainbow over your head, let the fingertips guide their way over the head. Let your right shoulder come to the mat and come into your twist. Allow your gaze to go to the right as the knees are to the left. And then reversing your rainbow, let the right hand come up and over the head, circling over the head and releasing to meet the left. As you inhale, take the right fingers to the floor, circling over your head like a rainbow, over the head, open into your supine twist. Maybe your right shoulder touches the mat, your gaze is to the right as the legs are to the left. Now as you inhale, reversing your rainbow, bringing that right arm back over, and then letting the right hand meet the left. We have one more. Inhaling, right arm up and over like a rainbow, opening the chest and heart. Let the right shoulder come to the mat, and then pause here, hold the twist. With each exhale, feel the twist a little deeper. If you want to take your left hand and place it on the right thigh, just to help you guide yourself into the twist a little deeper, you can. Try and soften your right shoulder to the mat. Take your gaze to the to the right, or close your eyes. Take a breath here, inhale. Take a breath out and exhale. Just soften into the twist. Breathe. And just release for a moment. And let your right arm rainbow back over your head. Come back into your fetal position. Pause here. Let your body settle. Take a breath. And exhale it out. And then using your right hand on the mat, press yourself up and come onto your left arm. And just take the blanket and place the blanket off onto the left side of the mat. And we're going to roll onto your stomach. And come onto your stomach and let your hands come out in front and stack one palm on the other. And let your forehead rest onto your palms, or the backs of your palms. And just bend your knees. And then when your knees are bent, let your legs walk a little longer. And then windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Just let your legs rock. Let your hips move with your legs. Let your head settle. Feel your third eye resting on the backs of your palms. And then pause with your legs bent at neutral. Let your left leg release to the mat. Feel the top of the left foot on the mat. And then look to the right, and we're gonna really bring your right knee onto the blanket. So that maybe you lift up a little bit, and you're gonna bend your right knee and place your right knee on the blanket. So it's almost the opposite of what we did before. And then we're gonna pause here and allow the blanket there to just comfort the leg as it's out to the side. This pose is called frog pose. It just allows the hip to open and allows it to naturally happen here as gravity presses down on the hips. Your blanket is there to soften the knee. Your right foot can be flexed or it can stay in a neutral position. Allow your lower back to soften. Try not to take this in your lower back. Take another breath. Exhale your breath out. Softening where you can. Opening your hip. And just feel the pose as it is for you. And gently start to move your body. Allow the right leg to come back, straight back behind you to meet the left. And get ready for a Cobra Pose. So let the hands walk down your lower rib cage. Let the forehead come to the mat now. Gripping the mat with your fingers. Let's press into the tops of the feet so the kneecaps lift. Now, as you inhale, pull your heart forward and then lift the chest. Let your chin stay slightly tucked in, shoulders away from the ears, elbows draw down and away. Your heart pulls forward and your legs reach back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lower down. With your next inhale, we're going to press into the hands, lift the chest. And this time, look over your right shoulder. Stretching the neck, look over the right shoulder. As you inhale, come back down. Exhale, release. Inhale, pressing into the hands, lifting up. Take your gaze to the left this time. Try to keep your shoulders even with the front of the mat. Turning back to center, exhaling to release. Take your arms long, straight out in front, like you have a full body stretch. And then open the fingers wide, close the fists, open the fingers, roll the wrists out. Maybe you roll the ankles and toes. And then releasing the arms and legs to the mat, let your forehead touch the mat. As you inhale, lift your right arm off of the mat and lift your left leg. Holding here, breath in. As you exhale, release. With an inhale, lift the left arm and the right leg. Holding here, breath in. As you exhale, release. Inhale, right arm, left leg, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm, right leg lifts. You can keep your forehead down if you want. As you exhale, release. One more time each side. Right arm, left leg. And release. Left arm, right leg. And release. Pause here. Allow your body to settle. You can release the arms down the sides of your body if you want and allow the shoulders to come to the mat. Maybe here you take your right cheek to the mat and pause. Settle here now on the front side of your body. As we started our practice on our backs, just notice now feeling your body on the front side touch the mat. Take another breath in and take another breath out. Slowly bringing your chin to neutral. We're going to take your left arm up towards the top of the mat. Your right hand comes to the mat and you're going to press into the right hand and roll back onto your back. And just gently make your way back onto your back. Getting ready to do the other side. We're going to start first with taking the blanket back onto the hips. Take your blocks with you. Place the blocks onto the hips and thighs. Soften the arms out to the sides. Just take a moment to find Shavasana Pose. Noticing how the right side of the body feels now compared to the left. As you inhale, making an O shape with your mouth, sip in that breath. Closing your lips, exhaling through the nose. Make an O shape with your mouth. Sip in the breath like you're sipping through a straw. Close the lips, exhale, release. Make that O shape one more time. Inhale through that O shape like you're sipping the air through a straw. Fill up a little more. Close the lips and exhale. Then crack open the eyes, and this time take the blanket to the right side of your body. Take the blocks and place them just off to this. Oh no, the blocks stay there. Sorry, stay there. And your blanket and blocks can be, by your hip. It can be by your thigh. And we're going to start to bend into the right knee and place the right foot on the ground. Just first find the foot, let the foot land. And then take the right knee into your chest and rotate the ankle. Maybe you point and flex the toe. Keep your left leg grounded. And keep your right foot maybe moving. Take a breath in and out. And then with an inhale, let's open the right leg out to the side. And with the exhale, allow the leg to soften. So here, if your blocks are just too much, you can take the blocks away. If the blocks feel like the right height, then let them stay there. And your left hand can come to the left hip if you want, just to notice if your left hip starts to lift. If notice maybe with your right hand on the right leg, do you notice any tension? Just let the tension of the right leg go. You can adjust however you might need. Maybe you shift a little to the left with the body to allow the right leg to soften. And then just be with the pose. Just be in this position, in this pose. Notice what the pose is doing for you. Notice what comes up for you. Maybe this feels good to open the hip, maybe not. Maybe it feels unbalancing, maybe you feel off. And just be with those feelings. And taking those breaths again, O circle, O shape with the mouth, breathing in through that O. Close your lips, exhale, soften. Breathing in again, O shape with the mouth. Close the lips, exhale through the nose and soften. We have one more, O shape with your mouth. Sip in the breath. Let the chest rise, expand. Close your lips, exhale through the nose, and just soften, soften, soften with each exhale. Then allow your right knee to come back to center. Place your right foot on the floor. Bend into your left knee, place the left foot on the floor where it meets the right. And now here, looking to the right, we're taking the blocks off of your blanket. Place the blocks just off to the side, and we're going to allow the legs to float to the right. And let your body roll into this fetal position on the right side of your body. Take your blanket and place your blanket in between your knees. Let your right arm, use your right arm as a pillow. Maybe your right arm comes overhead or you're bending the elbow. Let your right arm rest on the mat and let your head rest on the right arm. And your left hand can press into the mat gently just to steady yourself. Take another couple breaths here in this position, this fetal position, this place of comfort, security. Close your eyes, just feel. Notice the right side of the body on the mat. Notice the pressure on the right side as you lean into the right side of the body. Feel the comfort of the knees as the blanket cushions them. Soften your hips, your jaw, your eyes. Just release into this pose. Taking another breath here. And exhale your breath out. Just cracking open your eyes. We're going to take the arms to the right side of your mat, both arms to the right, maybe palms touch. And then like we did before, we're going to use the left arm to circle over the head like a rainbow. So as you inhale, let the fingertips of the left hand come to the mat and walk your fingers over the head until you open up into this twist on your back. Allow your left shoulder to come towards the mat. Take a breath here, inhale, exhale. With your next inhale, let the left arm circle over the head like a rainbow. Let the hands meet. Exhale, releasing. Inhaling, circling over the head like a rainbow, opening up. Exhale into the twist. Soften for a moment. And then inhale, left arm up and over like a rainbow. Left hand meets the right, exhale. With your next inhale, left arm up and over, circling, opening, and now this time resting and softening in the twist. Your right hand can come to your left thigh. Allow the right hand to press down so that you can twist a little deeper. Try and move the right shoulder out of the way so the left shoulder can come to the mat. Allow the right hand to gently press down. Allow the left leg to gently press back. Feel the knees as they're comforted by the blanket. Let your gaze go to the left. With each exhale, twist a little deeper. With each inhale, fill up a little more. Releasing and softening. And then allow the left arm to circle back over. Let the left arm meet the right. Pausing here for a moment in your fetal position just to settle. And then place your left hand on the mat and press into the left hand to lift up just enough. Take your blanket out between the thighs and roll onto your stomach. Make your way to your stomach. Untuck the toes. Let the hands come to the mat, tapping one hand on the other. Bend into the knees again. And when you bend into the knees, lift the knees and walk the knees long so that you can feel the hips and the thighs on the mat. And then soften the legs to the mat and soften the thighs to the mat, and then windshield wipe the legs from side to side. So let your feet rock side to side. Let your hips move with your legs. Let your third eye rest on the backs of your palms. Soften your shoulders, your jaw, and noticing how it feels to be on the front side of your body. And then steady your legs in center and let your right leg extend long and ground your right leg. You can press up just a little bit so that you can lower the left leg and then bring the left knee to that blanket for that frog pose. So my left leg is on the left knee is on the blanket off to the side of my left side. And then rest here, a couple of breaths. And we're countering what we were doing earlier. On our backs, we open the knees out to the side. Here we're opening the knee out to the side too. But we're allowing gravity to press down onto the hips, the glutes, and allow the softening to happen through the breath. So breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth and allow that left hip to soften. If you're feeling any pressure on the right leg, you can always press into the top of the right foot to relieve some pressure on the right knee if you're feeling any pressure or discomfort. Breathing in, breathing out, softening, noticing where you're holding tension, and just breathe there and release that tension. Notice what comes up for you in this pose. You know, hip openers often stir up, energy. That maybe if your hips are tight and that's where you hold all of your tension, just notice what comes up for you. Take another breath. Exhale to soften. And then allow your hands to come to the mat and just lift up enough so that you can take the left leg off of the mat, a blanket, and back, straight back behind you. We'll come to Cobra Pose again. Let your forehead come to the mat. Walk your hands down towards your lower rib cage and grip the mat with your hands. Let your fingertips grip the mat. As you inhale, slide yourself forward and then lift up for Cobra. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Let the neck grow long as the shoulders draw away from the ears. Big breath here, inhale. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, lift up, look over the left shoulder. Pause here in your twist. Inhale. Exhale, come to center and release. With your next inhale, pull your heart forward, lift the chest for Cobra. As you exhale, look over the right shoulder and find your twist. With an inhale, we'll come back into center, lowering back down. Let your arms reach out in front of you long, like you're doing a full body stretch. And maybe you do that here, lying on your stomach, roll the wrists, maybe roll the feet and toes, rock your head on the mat side to side. And then pause, let the palms come to the mat, feel the tops of your feet. As you inhale, lift the left arm up and the right leg. You can let your forehead stay on the mat if you want. Lowering down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Holding here. And then releasing. Left arm, right leg lifts. Reaching in opposite direction, grow longer. As you exhale, release. Inhale, right arm, left leg, reach, expand, grow longer. As you exhale, release. One more time each side. Left arm, right leg, reach. Slow to release. Right arm, left leg, reach, grow, expand. Breathe in. Exhale to release. Slowly bringing the hands next to the body. We're going to gently press into a child's pose. So very slowly, press into the hands, draw the hips back. If you're feeling a little bit too much pressure on the knees, then pause for a second and allow yourself some comfort and take the blanket to the shins and then settle into your child's pose. Take a breath here, inhale. Take a breath out and exhale. Allow your hips to draw back. Allow the chest to come towards the thighs. Let the arms reach longer, maybe even walk the fingers forward and let the hips draw back. Take a breath here, take a moment to go inward. Exhale, soften. With your next inhale, tense your fingers, lift your arms. As you exhale, walk the fingers over to the right side of your mat. Reach your left arm a little longer, draw the left hip back. Take a breath. Exhale it out. Walk through center and over to the left side of your mat. Reach your right arm a little longer. Draw your right sits bone back towards your right heel. Take a breath here, find that length. With your exhale, soften. With your next inhale, come back through center. And we're gonna roll up onto all fours. So here on all fours, just shift around, moving from side to side with your hips. And then just come into cat and cow. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, inhaling to drop your belly, and exhale to press, lift, and round. So if this is already feeling too much on your knees and shins, you can do this standing on your feet on the floor, hands on your chair. That's up to you. Come into your cat and cow your way. Rounding, pressing into the tops of the feet as you exhale, tuck the chin. And with your inhale, maybe curl the toes under, drop the belly, bending your elbows maybe a little to get in deeper. And then exhale, untuck the toes, press, lift, and round. And then find a neutral spine and come down onto your forearms. And let your forearms come onto the mat. Let your palms be on the mat. And then here, cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, gazes up. And exhale, press, lift, and round. Inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, press, lift, and round. So I find when I inhale to drop my belly, I'm pulling my arms back to pull my heart through. As I exhale, feel like you're pressing the arms forward without actually moving them off of the mat. Inhale, pull the heart through, draw the arms back. Exhale, press down and forward and round. Then come to a neutral spine and bring your hands back to the mat and let your hands come right underneath your shoulders. We're gonna let the right leg draw back and just rock forward and back, stretch out the back of the leg. And then pivot and plant your right foot on the mat and take your left foot and swivel it off to the left side. We're preparing for a modified side plank. Your left hand stays on the mat and your right arm peels up to the sky or right hand to the hip. If your hand is on the hip, open the right shoulder. If you're reaching the right arm up to the sky, maybe you open the right arm out wide. Take a big breath here, inhale. Exhale. If you want more, let the right arm come up and over your ear, reaching. And then circle your way back down all fours. Right hand touches the mat, right knee back underneath you, back to all fours. Left leg draws back, just rock forward and back, releasing the back of the left leg. And then coming into your modified side plank, pivot and plant your left foot, let your right foot swivel to the side, left arm peels up or left hand to your hip. Grow longer, let the left arm reach or let the left shoulder open. Maybe you take the left arm over the ear and find a crescent shape on the left side of the body. Just grow longer, find some space. And then inhale, just unwind. We're going to move the blanket, if you have a blanket, off of the mat, just off to the side. And then lift your hips and come into your downward dog. So if downward dog is not for you and you want to come to your chair, you can place your hands on the chair. You can place blocks under your hands as well to give you a little bit of height. Pedal out your feet, bending the knees. Just come to the balls of your feet, lifting the heels. Maybe you can shift the heels to the right, lower the heels down, just stretch out the left side of your body. As you inhale, let the heels shift through center and over to the left. Let the heels lower, feel more on the right side of the body. And then let the heels lift, come back through center. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale it out, let it go. Shake your head yes and no. Feel this triangular shape in your body. Tailbone is high, Heels ground down. Feel your fingerprints grip the mat. Let your inner elbows spin forward so your triceps hug underneath you. With your next inhale, start to come up on the toes. As you exhale, bend your knees slightly. As you inhale, look up, and as you exhale, walk your way forward towards the front of the mat. When you get there, bring your hands onto the shins and find some length, lift, lengthen. As you exhale, fold and soften. Inhale, hands to the shins, press the fingers to the shins, lift the chest. Let your heart come forward like we do in our Cobra Pose. Let the shoulders be away from the ears. As you exhale, fold down. We have one more. Inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen. Feel the legs, the feet. As you ground down with the legs, your heart lifts. Exhale, fold in. Let the weight shift a little to the balls of the feet. Allow the evenness now of the weight in your body to land on the feet. Bend into the knees, bring your hands to the hips, and with a flat back, come to stand nice and slowly. Take a moment here. Allow the blood to settle in the body. Allow your body to just come to stand. Take a deep, full breath in. Full breath out. Mountain pose. Now, as you inhale, let's take both arms up, lift them up overhead. Big breath in. As you exhale, let the arms float down, maybe even a little back behind you so you can lift the chest. Inhale, arms lift and reach. Feel longer. Exhale, let the arms float down and back behind you. Let your heart come through. Inhale, reach the arms and lift. Arms up. Breath in. Exhale, sweep down and behind you. Come to mountain pose, and now we're going to move from side to side. So let your left arm come in front of the body, take a twist to the right, right arm behind, swivel and switch. Right arm in front, left arm, and you can make this be a little bit more fluid. It doesn't have to be so stiff and slow. You can move your way, whatever pace feels good for your body. Allow these twists to just happen. Let the arms to just float. And then come back to center. Now inhale, take your arms up overhead, reach up, come to your tippy toes, grow a little longer. Feel a little higher. Exhale, lower the heels, let the arms sweep back behind you. Maybe clasp your hands here. Open the heart. If you're not able to reach the hands, then you can grab opposite elbows, lift the chest. Release the hands, let the arms sweep forward and up. Maybe you come to the tippy toes, lift the heels, maybe even just a millimeter off of the mat. As you exhale, lower the heels, let the arms sweep behind you. Maybe you catch the hands the awkward way. Press the palms in towards one another or grab opposite forearms or elbows behind you. Let the fingers draw down if you have the hands. Open the heart. Release the hands, soften the arms. Now let's take both hands to your hips. Let your fingers turn up. We're going to press the hands into the hips and let the hips come forward. Let the elbows draw back. Let the chest lift. Maybe you open the throat as you press your hips forward. Slowly tuck your chin, draw the hips back, and counter now with a forward fold. So bend the knees, let the hands slide down the legs. Release your fingers, heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Bend your knees deeply, let the chest come to the thighs, and grab opposite elbows in ragdoll. Let your head go. You can move if you want from side to side or find stillness. Take a breath, inhale. Take a full exhale. Release your fingers to the floor, heel toe your feet in towards one another. Bend the knees deeply, rooting down through the feet. Bring your hands to the hips and rise up to stand. Releasing mountain pose. Beautiful. Now my blocks happen to be over behind me. I'm going to walk over, grab my blocks, grab your blocks as well. We're going to bring them to the front of the mat. We're just going to do a couple of standing poses. So I have my blocks at the front of the mat, and I have blocks like on either side of my feet. Let's take the arms up overhead, big breath in. And then as you exhale, float the arms down to the blocks. And then when you get the hands to the blocks, just maybe your fingertips to the blocks and you find some length. As you exhale, we're going to bend into the knees and just step back with your left foot. And just find your lunge. Maybe you're rocking forward and back for a moment or two. Let your right knee be right over the right ankle. Let your hands come to the blocks. And then we're going to take a twist here. So the left hand stays, your right arm peels up for your twist. Maybe you're looking up, maybe your right hand is to the hip, or the right arm peels up to the sky. As you inhale, start to unwind. The right hand finds the block. Step your left foot into the right. Just pause and fold. Inhale, take a breath. As you exhale, we'll switch sides. Right foot steps back. And just find your lunge. And if you need to move or circle or however you need to get into your lunge, get there. But as you land in your lunge, make sure your left ankle and knee are in line. You're rooting down through the left foot and you're on the ball of your right foot. And just pause here again for a moment. Find your lunge. And this time the right hand stays, and then the left hand can either come to the left hip or peel the left arm up for a twist. Keep hugging the left hip in. Keep lifting the right thigh. Look up towards the left thumb. Breath in. Breath out. With an inhale, start to unwind. And just step your right foot in to meet the left and fold. We're going to root down, rise up, bring the arms up. As you exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, we're going to come to triangle pose next. And this time I want you to bring the block to the inside of your right foot. Might get a little bit more stability there. And I want you to take your left foot straight back and then pivot and plant your left foot so that your left toes are turning in just slightly. And then straighten your right leg and take your arms out parallel. Turn your torso just a little to the left. And we're going to hinge forward, reaching towards the front of the mat with the right arm, and then tip over, and maybe right there you'll find the block right on the inside of your right foot. And your left hand can come to your hip, or the left arm can come to the sky. Keep hugging the right hip underneath you. Let your right big toe ground down on the mat. Breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then root down through the feet to rise up, lifting back up. Let your hands come to the hips, turn towards the front of your mat, step forward, let your feet meet. And then we're going to place the block maybe a little closer to the left foot and step your right foot straight back. Pivot and plant your right foot so the right heel is on the ground. And then turn to the right so that your torso faces the right side of your mat. Take the arms out to the sides. We're going to take a breath in, start to hinge towards the front of the mat. Draw the hips back, left arm reaches forward. As you exhale, tip over, let the left hand come to the block. Maybe the right hand to your hip or right arm to the sky. Find a little length. Hug your right hip underneath you. Don't let that left hip stick out. You want that left hip underneath you, and the left big toe grounds down. Rooting down through the feet, rise up, turn the torso towards the front of the mat and step forward to let your feet meet. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do one more thing here. Standing sideways on your mat. We're going to take your two blocks, and the blocks have different levels. So this is like the highest level, and then here's the next level. We want it to be on the lowest level. Yeah, you got it. Lowest level. And we're going to take one block and stack the other block on top of the first block. And now take your feet wide for Prasarita. And make sure that the blocks touch your right foot. Take the arms overhead, breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart, and then take your hands to your hips. We're going to press your hips back and hinge forward, just gentle fold. You can come halfway. You can fold all the way down. That's up to you. The weight is going to shift a little to the balls of your feet. Fold in any amount. Any amount. It could be halfway, quarter way, all the way, up to you. Then root down on the feet. Rise up, lift the chest. Pause for a moment. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. And we're going to turn, we're going to eventually take this left hand towards the right leg. And we're going to place the left hand onto the block. But the left fingers are going to turn to face behind you, okay? So take the arms out to the side, breath in. As you exhale, left hand goes to touch the blocks. Now maybe that's enough for you, or turn the left fingers towards the back of the mat or the heel of your foot. And then the right hand comes to your hips. And just find your gentle twist. And then as you inhale, start to unwind. Rise up. And we'll switch sides. So take the blocks now to the left foot. Let it touch your left foot. Feet are wide, arms out, inhale. Reach your arms up, breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take your hands to the hips and press the hips back to hinge forward. Just fold in any amount. Your hands can release to the ground or they can stay on the hips. Weight shifts to the balls of the feet. Pressing into the outer parts of the feet, lift in your inner arches. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. On your next inhale, root down to rise up, lift your chest. Parallel your arms. Take a breath here, inhale. Right hand reaches towards the block, twist, reach, right hand touches the block, left hand to your hips. Now either stay here, just tap the right fingers on the blocks, or turn your fingers towards the back of your mat, towards the heel of your foot. Just feel the stretch as the right hip continues to draw back, stretching all the way through the right arm. And then as you inhale, unwind, come on back up, open the arms wide, hands to the hips, stepping to let your feet meet. Both arms lift and reach. Exhale, fold your way down. And we're going to make our way into a comfortable seated pose. So grab your blanket, maybe fold your blanket up so that you have a little height on your blanket. And just come to a comfortable seated pose. And just cross the ankles. I have my right shin in front. Take both arms up, inhale, reach. As you exhale, right hand down, left arm over. Good. Inhale to center, left arm down, right arm up, reaching. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to center, right hand down, left hand to right knee. Take your twist, look over the right shoulder. Inhale to center, right hand, left knee, left hand behind, twist, look over the left shoulder. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your way back up the mat. Switch the crossing of your legs. Inhale, take the left arm over the right. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, over the ear to the right. Come back to center, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale, reach. Come back to center, right hand, left knee. Take your twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hand, right knee, twist, look over the right. Find your way back into center. And we're going to come off of your blanket and just fold your blanket up maybe one more so it's a little bit higher. Place your blanket just to the left side of your left hip and take your right leg, and we're going to sweep your right leg around to the right hip so that you're stacking sort of the legs on one another. Now turn your torso towards the blanket and place your fingers on either side of the blanket, and then lower your way down onto the blanket, onto your forearms. Maybe you're taking your hands back into that crocodile. Maybe you're finding a cactus arm. Allow your chest to soften on the blanket. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then gently pressing yourself up. We're going to unwind the legs and sweep them to the other side. Take your blanket. Let's place the blanket on the right hip. And I've got my legs, they're swept off to the side. I'm going to find something that's comfortable for you. And then turn to look towards the right and where your blanket is, and tense your fingers on either side of the blanket. And this could be enough here, just being right here. Keep twisting a little right or pressing into the right fingers, twist more to the right. And then maybe you just walk your fingers forward. Maybe you stop wherever you want. You can pause here. Maybe this side feels different than the other. You can come onto the forearms. You can come all the way down if you want. Just find what's comfortable for you. Maybe your forearms on the blanket, you're softening. Three breaths here. One more breath. And then just press yourself up to a comfortable pose here, pressing up. Allow the legs to come back into neutral. We're going to take your blanket and unwind it up so it's longer. And then roll the blanket like you're rolling, I don't know, a burrito, right? So it's nice and long. And then we're going to place it on the mat. And I want the blanket to be right under your knees. Okay? And then from here, I want you to just make your way down onto your back, come onto your forearms, roll yourself down. And just notice first, let the blanket touch the backs of the knees. Allow your body to just soften. Feel the blanket as it comforts and supports you. Take your hands to the heart, clasp your fingers, flip the palms, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. You can point the toes, circle the arms down the sides of the body. And start to release into your Shavasana pose. So just as we started class, maybe feeling a little different, having the blanket now here under the knees, supporting you. If that's not comfortable for you, then take it away. You can move the blanket wherever might be comfortable for you. Some people even like to undo the blanket and place the blanket over their bodies, just to give them a full body comfort. You can also do that. And we're going to soften into your Shavasana pose. And I'll read to you a meditation. So find a place that's comfortable for you. So if where you are is not comfortable, then change and let that comfort come to you. And once you're comfortable, take a long, slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and then slowly exhale. Allow any tension to melt away as you gradually begin to soften your muscles, letting go with each breath. Continue to breathe slowly and gently as you bring your awareness to the top of your head. Just sense or imagine a feeling of warmth and softness beginning to spread down from the top of your head. Feel the muscles in your forehead and temples relax. Allow your eye muscles to release. Let your cheeks and jaw soften and let go of all tension. Now let this peaceful feeling flow down your neck. With each breath you take, this relaxing feeling becomes deeper and warmer. It works its way deep into the muscles in your shoulders, soothing them, releasing them. It releases and loosens the muscles in your upper arms, your forearms, your hands, relaxing and soothing all the way to the tips of your fingers. As your body softens, your thoughts seem to become lighter. You're slipping further and further into a dreamlike state of stillness. Now bring your awareness to your chest and stomach. The peaceful sensation flows throughout this area of your body, soothing every muscle and relaxing every organ. Turn your attention to your upper back and feel this softening sensation flow all the way down your spine. As it gradually works its way down your body, feel every muscle in your back let go and unwind. Feel that your entire upper body has become loose, limp, and soft. Sink into this serene sensation. Now feel your hips soften as the peaceful feeling starts to work its way through your lower body. Release the muscles in your glutes, the backs of your thighs, the front of your thighs. Feel all these large, strong muscle groups become softer with each passing moment. Soothing feelings flow down through your knees and into your calves. Your ankles let go. Now your feet let go. Allow your entire body to let go completely and allow any remaining tension from anywhere in the body to flow out through the tips of your toes. Feel the deep sensation of calmness register in your mind so that you can remember peace, stillness, softening. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your attention back to the room. Your awareness is in the present. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, making little movements with your body. Slowly bring the arms overhead as you inhale. As you exhale, start to bend the knees and slide the feet up the mat. Bringing the knees in towards your chest and rolling to one side, pausing and softening. Take one more moment just for yourself here. Finding a fetal position, relaxing and releasing, taking one more breath in, one more breath out. As you inhale, start to lift your chest. And as you exhale, press yourself up to a comfortable seated pose facing the front of your mat. Take your hands to your thighs, gently pressing down on your thighs. Let the hands slide to your kneecaps. Massage your kneecaps and your shins. Give yourself a little self-love. Hands onto the knees. Inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Bring your hands to heart center, thumbs to the chest. Take a deep, full breath in. Take a deep, full breath out. Joining our voices in the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Bowing your head to heart with so much gratitude. Thumbs to your third eye. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Namaste, my Pitta Dosha people. On Friday, we will do Kapha. Kapha will be a little bit more energizing, not too energizing, but it'll be a little bit more energizing. So take the test if you can, and then figure out what you are, and then you'll have these videos if you want to ever go back, and if you decide which one you are, you can always go back and do it again. So any questions, feel free to reach out to me, or if you want to leave something in the chat, you can. If there's something that you want to, want any videos, feel free to ask. It's all good. So good to see everybody.
Thank you, Erin. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank
Feel
you.
good. Feel good, everyone. All right, see you guys. Thanks for joining.